One question I notice on everyone's mind is if a Hemi V8 will fit inside of a Dodge Charger. We got EVs, we got six packs coming, but will a Hemi V8 fit inside the frame rails of the oversized Dodge Charger? And me, myself, I would love to know the answer to that question because I can never get a straight answer about that. And the beautiful thing about me is I actually have a Dodge Charger right here, and I can actually measure the frame rails. And another beautiful thing is I have a Demon 170 right there, which I can measure that as well too. So let's find out whether or not the Dodge Charger can actually fit a Hemi V8 inside of it once and for all. Okay, well, we're 50,000 friends, and the 57% of you guys who watch these videos over and over again, might hit the subscribe button, help a brother out, help me get to an upper echelon of 100,000 subscribers, and I can't get there without your help. So I'm going undercover to go and try to find these pieces of information that you guys just want to know, because everyone wants to know, will a Hemi fit inside of this Dodge Charger? And like I said, I got D170 right there that I can measure, and I have a fancy schmancy like digital measuring tape that I can use to get the exact measurements. So let's jump right into this. Oh yeah, you know what? If you want to check out my merch store, I have a link to it in the description, and go pick up some merch. And I'm gonna have some new designs in there every few weeks. So keep checking back to see if you can find something that you like, help support the channel. And let's get right into this video. Because as you guys have been seeing a few videos, I do have a Dodge Charger Daytona that Dodge lent me for a couple of weeks, and I'm going to find out once and for all whether or not a Hemi will fit in the frame rails of a Dodge Charger. So let's pop the hood on this bad boy. I believe you gotta do like a double pull on it. Yep, double pull. All right. Ooh, exciting. All right. So let's get that a little closer. So the beautiful thing about this measure tape that I have is that I can get exact measurements, and I don't have to bend the tape or anything like that. All I gotta do is line up with a laser, and let's see what we got here. So the turn, oh, it was already turned on. Yep, already turned on. All right, so let's see what we're gonna first measure. Okay, let's measure in between the strut towers, because I know that's one thing everyone says is a point of contention. A little box right there is in the way, so I'm gonna have to kind of line this up. Great. Let's see. Let's see if I can sit this right here. So right there, like the end of that strut tower. And then let me pull this tape over here. Where like the end of this strut tower. Yeah, it looks about right. And let's see where the strut tower lines up at. We have 29.66 inches in between the strut towers and the Charger. Let's go look into the strut towers in the Demon 170. Let's see. Okay. This right here. It goes right there. And that right there. Yeah, it's actually slightly larger. Oh, like I'm lined up. Yeah. 29.32. So actually just a little, what, a third of an inch bigger? That's good news. Okay. Let's see, from the firewall, let's see if I can stick it in from the firewall. There goes the firewall all the way back there to the radiator support. I got a laser on it. It's 37.74 inches. And let's see what it is for this one. From the firewall, yeah, so there goes the firewall right there. Oh, look at that. Look at that, look at that. So that's about 43 inches right there. But let me do it back here because there is a structure right here for the actual latch. So that latch right there to the end of that is 37.10 inches. So I'm gonna do firewall to the actual latch. And then from the firewall to this, oh, I think it's clear on this end. Yeah, there we go. 37.10 inches. And basically to the radiator shroud right here is 36 inches. So yeah, I think we have plenty of room to fit a Hemi in this engine. No problem whatsoever. Let me go down to the cross member down here, see how this does. Okay, we got the cross member down there. Let me get my laser lined up. Okay, 24.92 inches. Okay, I think we're smoking here. Let's see, what is down in here? I see a sway bar stuff down there. 24.92. So the bottom of this little cross member, ooh, about 24, 25 inches. Ooh, la, 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 la. So there you have it, folks. Proof positive that a Hemi will fit in here more than likely with 0 modifications. So something tells me that Dodge may introduce a Hemi sooner rather than later. And probably the only thing that's holding them up is getting approval from CARB. But I'll show you guys the actual engine bays between the two cars, and I'll put the measurements on the screen and you can check them out for yourself. But yeah, plenty of room, especially depth wise. I make sure to measure up and down, left and right, and that works perfectly. Oh, let me see whether or not, you know, with a blower. So if somebody want to do a Hemi swap, let me see from the cross member to the blower. Oh, this is magnetic. Will a blower fit? The blower is about 30 inches from the cross member. Let me see what it is. I got about 30 inches down to there. Yeah, that's about 30 inches right there. There we go. So you got between, pretty much right here is 30 inches. So there's plenty of room for this engine to fit. Maybe without modification to the hood, maybe. It just depends on how high they got to bring it up out of the engine bay. But I did tell Dodge that I would love to see this car have like a shaker option. And I think that might be possible. But yeah, just to show you guys the wonderful D170 engine in Dodge. I can't wait for you guys to come out with a Hemi in the Charger. We know it's all gonna happen. We know it's gonna happen. You pretty much got the TRX basically programmed to work or the same architecture. So there's nothing to say that it won't work in this car. Probably gotta get it approved through CARB and all that stuff. That's probably what's holding it up. But yeah, definitely a Hemi is going to be coming sooner rather than later, because I don't really see anything they need to modify other than getting some stuff prototyped out. So I did do the video a while ago where it was said that there was engineers who were already at Windsor trying to determine whether or not the Hemi will actually fit in the Charger. And based on my measurements right there, and I'm taking digital measurements. I'll show you right here. It was a digital readout. So I got exact measurements, and then there's a laser on here. Can you guys see the, can you see the laser? Yeah, see, there go the laser right there. So I can get like a laser reading. That's why I like this right here. But shining the camera again, shine the camera, shine the lens, shine the lens. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, if you want to know about this right here, this is a Recon tape measure, digital tape measure. I forgot exactly what they call it. Oh, T1, that's what it is, a Recon T1. So I like this little circuit. I haven't really used it that much, but it's definitely a pretty cool. You want to get like exact measurements, because you can measure something out, and then you can set it to where this right here will be like your endpoint. So if you want to measure inside like a window case or whatever, measure it out, stick this in the corner, and I give you like an exact measurement in the end. So measuring blinds got real easy with the sucker right here, because you get like precise, exact measurements. And now I got those engine bay measurements. Yeah. All I want to know is now is Dodge, when we're gonna get the Hemi, because it's definitely gonna fit. definitely gonna fit. So I'm thinking just off of that, and knowing from the fact that Dodge is gonna have, let me see. So I'm 99% certain the same architecture that's in this Charger Daytona is gonna be the same one that's in the TRX, the new TRX is coming. So knowing that for a fact, and Ram was able to get the 5.7 Hemi to work on the new architecture, and then they got the TRX coming that's gonna have that actual, the Hellcat engine inside of it. So I'm thinking that we could probably see a Hemi powered Charger probably by next year. That would definitely be like a very closely guarded secret. Are you gonna follow me or not? But yeah, I think that'd be a very closely guarded secret by Dodge to make sure no one knows that a Hemi's gonna go into that car and then drop it on everybody just at random. I hope that maybe roadkill nights next year, they be like, hey, look, a Hemi powered Charger is coming. And maybe that sports car coming too. So I think that'd be something great. Cause I told people, like, from what people were telling me, they're like, yeah, next year gonna be real great for all the brands because stuff gonna start getting released and stuff. So I'm hoping that one of them is a new Charger with actual, just a Hemi in there, right? If it's just a Hemi in there and it's decently priced, you have guys like maybe like Cal SRT or something like that, or maybe Scrap Life, they'll go buy these daggone cars, go buy like a cheap little Hemi car and go do like a Hellcat swap in it, right? And I think that'd be very awesome to have an all-wheel drive Charger, because this car right here, I think it'll do wonders. It's already pretty well balanced as an EV, and then the Scat Pack cars were very well balanced at 550 horsepower, the ones we rode at roadkill nights. And then you add the fact in that now you probably get a Hellcat engine in that car, in the actual Scat Pack, not Scat Pack, but the actual 6-pack front end with the dome and the hood. You shouldn't have any really modifications in there. Maybe need a hood modification or whatever, depending on how much clearance they actually need. But I think a Hellcat version of this car would do wonders. Have that low end grunt from a Hemi V8, all-wheel drive, at least 700 horsepower and stuff. It should easily beat this EV, especially with all-wheel drive, all things created equal, especially from the weight savings. This car right here, the Charger Daytona, it weighs, I think, 5,800 pounds. And then I want to say the 6-pack cars, RacerX told us it weighs 4,800 pounds with an all-wheel drive. And then I think the Hurricane's about maybe 200 pounds lighter than the actual the Hemi equivalent that it replaced, whatever. So you're thinking a 5,000 pound Dodge Charger with a Hellcat engine in there, probably a little bit over 5,000 pounds, just depends on how it is, whatever else they gotta do to it, right? But I don't think that'd be too bad. I mean, it'd be about 500 pounds heavier than the previous car, but this is a way bigger car than the previous car was. So, but I think this car would be excellent with a Hellcat engine in there, and I can't wait to see like a Hellcat badge on that fender, because that probably like the one thing that made me want to buy the car. Well, not really a Hellcat version. I want like a D170 version. I like not really a D170 version, like a drag strip version of the car. I want an actual red eye version where it's basically like a street version of the Demon, but I want to have like 1,000 horsepower, like how I think we should have gotten if Stellantis would have kept the actual Challenger Charger around for another couple more years after the D170 came out to make like 1,000 horsepower red eye. I think they were probably like the most popular car Dodge probably would have ever made. 1,000 horsepower red eye that's like maybe like 90 grand, whatever. I think that would have sold like hotcakes, especially if they like kind of step up the ladder and bump the power up, right? So because I did the same thing with 2018 Demon. 2018 Demon came out in 2019. Then you had the red eyes come out and they were demon possessed, so they had 800 horsepower, right? So I was hoping for the same thing at the D170 come out. D170 comes out, and the next year we have like I don't know, another demon possessed red eye upgrade going from 800 horsepower to 1,000 horsepower. And I think that would have been like a great car, but we never got it because of Stellantis. But I'm hoping that Dodge will kind of give us that car, and I think that car will sell very, very well. But let me know what you guys think about this video and stuff. Are you guys excited? Because like I said, I just proved to you guys that, yeah, a Hemi will fit in that engine bay. It don't like there's gonna be really any problems with the actual firewall, any problems with the strut towers. Maybe they gotta change the hood out. Maybe they gotta, you know, redo all the cooling and stuff for the car since the engine's a little bit different and stuff. But that should be maybe a year's worth of work minimum, right? So I'm hoping by roadkill nights we see something Very, very awesome. But I know from people telling me that, yeah, a Hemi and a Charger is definitely coming. And we already know they started working on it a few months ago and stuff. So I'm hoping my roadkill nights next year, we hear of at least a 700 horsepower Hellcat powered Charger. And I think that will really wake this car up and actually make it way more exciting. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. And until the next time, I am out.